here. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I make videos about motherhood and parenting and Jewish life. So if you like what you see and you find this video helpful, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. If you're here, you're probably having trouble getting your baby to fall asleep. And I'm really sorry to hear that because that sucks. I've been there. It's really, really hard when your baby's not sleeping. In the beginning, in the newborn phase, we were in what I called the newborn honeymoon. For the first 2-3 weeks, my baby was such a good sleeper. We had to wake him up to feed, and I was just so happy. I was like, great, this is going to be so easy. He's going to sleep just fine. But then everything changed, and he was a really bad sleeper from about 1 month to about 5 months, which is a really long time. We didn't have a consistent nap schedule. He was up 2 to 5 times at night to nurse, and it was a really, really hard time for me because I was not getting any sleep. And I think moms just have this, motherly instinct and superpower that I was able to wake up and nurse him, and it was not a problem. As soon as I heard him cry, I was like, okay, what do I need to do? But it really did take its toll on me in the daytime. I was like not functioning that well and so tired. I was just desperate to nap. And I just decided that it really wasn't good for my baby either for me to be so tired all the time. So around about 4 to 5 months, I started researching, what I should be doing because I felt like I was doing something wrong. And I just want to give you some background. I actually have an MBA, and I say that because I really want you to know when I research something, I really research it. So I collected all the sleep books and baby books I have that I've read through from like top to bottom. And some of them are good. Some of them are like basic. Everyone has them. And these 3 are probably the keys when it comes to sleep. The first one is the Weissbluth one, which is what we used mostly, and the Ferber one, which is also the one we used a lot, and Tracy Hogg's Secrets of the Baby Whisperer. So those are the 3 like key sleep books. You'll probably see them come up a lot. So the 2 main ones I want to get into are these 2. And I just want to do a bit of background again. When you hear the term cry it out, every mom is like, no, I don't want my baby to cry. Like, I was the same way. I'm like super hippie mom, all organic, no pureed food, baby-led weaning, like just trying to be most forward-thinking possible. But what I came to realize is that my baby didn't know how to put himself to bed, and that was a life skill that I really needed to teach him, or he was gonna struggle. I felt that he was missing key hours of sleep because he was up so much at night, and it just wasn't good for him. So I did wait until the 4 or 5 month mark to start this because I wanted to make sure he was getting enough food, and if he was hungry at night, I wanted to make sure to feed him. So obviously, you got to talk to your pediatrician and decide what's right for you. But these are the 2 methods that we tried out. The one that we stuck with was the Ferber method, and I really, really like this. We still use it today. Basically, how it works is you want your baby to go into the crib drowsy but awake, and you want them to fall asleep on their own so they learn that key life skill. So the way you help them do that is you let them cry for a few minutes, but you go in to let them know you're there and everything's okay, but you try not to take them out of the crib. So first you let them cry for just 3 minutes, then you go in and soothe them for 1 minute, come back out, then you wait another 3 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. So each time you wait a little bit longer and the baby falls asleep. And it really only takes like a week at most for them to figure out and fall asleep on their own. That's not to say you don't have to at times, start back up again. Like we would have 3 weeks of my baby falling to sleep perfectly on his own, and then a random night where we had to do the method again of 3 minutes, 5 minutes, etc. But I don't think we ever had to go more than the second 5-minute mark. So a total of 13 to 15 minutes crying, where we had gone in, you know, every few minutes. So I didn't at all feel like, oh my gosh, I'm letting him cry all on his own, I'm not going in there. You know, it is of course so hard to hear your baby crying, and I get that, but I just kept telling myself, like, I'm teaching him a life skill, it's for his own benefit so he can have a good amount of sleep, and it really worked. So the last thing I want to say is the reason that teaching a baby to fall asleep on their own is so important is because over the course of the night, they go through these things called sleep cycles, and adults go through them too, but you just don't realize it. So you go from deep sleep to light sleep, and a baby goes through a lot of these cycles at night. And when they're in that light sleep, if they don't know how to put themselves back to bed, they wake up and start crying, and it's really, really uncomfortable for them to be woken in the middle of the night, and they're really upset. If you teach them to fall asleep on their own, then they can get through those cycles on their own and have a much more peaceful night's rest. So that's just something to keep in mind. This book helped us so much. I highly, highly recommend it if you're struggling with sleep issues. And definitely leave me a comment if you have any questions about how it's going for us. Our baby's 9-month-old, and he sleeps from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., which is fantastic. Sometimes he wakes up, you know, closer to 6 than 7, but pretty much we get those 12 hours, and he takes 2 naps a day, one at 8 a.m. and one at 1 p.m. and those naps are between an hour to 3 hours. So he is such a good sleeper now, which is freaking crazy because he was so bad for so long. So yeah, so anyways, I just hope you find that helpful. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. Thanks. Bye.